Okay, Valiant cleaning number 8 or 9. This is the kind of thing that can drive you crazy when you're cleaning a radio that's been out in a garage or a shed. Sometimes you're trying to take something off it and you just don't know what the stuff was. So I tried this with soap and water, and there was, as you remember, a big patch of stuff in here that didn't come off. And I tried rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, and it was taking it off, but it was slow, and I was going to be at it half an hour. I tried, some heavy-duty electronic solvent. This is difluoroethane, hexane, isohexane. So that didn't touch it. It didn't touch it at all. I even tried acetone. This isn't very good acetone. This is nail polish remover, but that did not touch it either. Finally, I went out and got some paint thinner on a paper towel, good old standard solvent, and that took it right off. I'm not wild about using that stuff in my shop because the smell of it lingers quite a while. So then I washed that off with soap and water and even a little what do you call it, rubbing alcohol, because I didn't want the smell in here. It'll evaporate after a while, but in a small shop I just don't like the smell of that stuff. But that was what it took to get that glop off. What was it? I don't know. Could have been almost anything. Something slopped around in somebody's shed or garage. So sometimes that's what you have to do. It helps if you know a little chemistry. There are polar solvents, non-polar solvents. A polar solvent, something like alcohol, something with an OH group on it. There are non-polar solvents like petroleum stuff, and there's non-ionic surfactants like detergent, which get most greasy things, but didn't want to get that one. So there you go. That's what that took, and that's what you run into sometimes. And yeah, luckily on a metal surface like this, it's not that big a deal. On a painted surface, it's a much bigger deal because you can wreck your paint pretty quick if you put the wrong stuff on it. I don't put alcohol on paint, for instance. Take the gloss off it. Sometimes it'll take the stuff the paint right off, or the markings off the paint. So soap and water is almost always the safest thing, except for something like a dial. If you have a VFO dial or something, you don't want to get that wet with anything.